YouTube family, welcome back to another episode of Swing Trading, Day Trading, Technical Analysis video on the NAS100. I hope you guys have been really profitable with your trades. I hope you've been making those gains. I hope you have been collecting those wins, right? And with all of that covered, we're going to get straight into the analysis for this week. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the past, discuss the present, and plan for the future, right? So, the past, that was this week right here. Week commencing the 4th of March, right? We had set up the weekly lows and the weekly highs based on the week of Monday, the 26th of February. Right, so this is the weekly highs that we used to navigate this week was set in the week of February, right? So these are the levels right here, okay? So during this week, I kind of explained in the previous video how I basically navigated this whole area over here, okay? A good decision was made down here. Then it turned into a bad decision because I didn't do what I was supposed to do, right? Then ultimately I was kind of able to save myself a little with the push downwards, right? Okay, but however, that's how we basically navigated that. Now moving forward, new levels have been created. So the new weekly high that we used for week just gone, right? So that's this week. The new weekly highs that we're using to navigate that, it was these levels right here. So rather than draw out a whole brand new one, we're just going to recycle what we have, right? So this weekly high and this weekly low was set in the week of the 4th of March. So that's the weekly low down here, and that's the weekly high down, weekly high up here, okay? And we also have new levels in this area, and that is what is going to help us for next week commencing the 18th. But we're just gonna work with what it is that we have, right? Because one of the things I always like to tell people that are interested in using this concept to help them with their trades, okay, is that this is not a plug and play system. There is much simpler ways to navigate the market, but if using this style kind of keeps you active in the market a lot more than all the other systems that's out there, okay? And the more time you spend in the market, guess what? The better you become at trading, right? So you will get to the point where when you start using this weekly highs and weekly lows, you trade less often than most people do, right? But when you do, even when you make mistakes, you're able to get it right in the long term. And I'm just going to explain that briefly to you all so that hopefully you understand exactly what I mean, right? So the weekly lows and the weekly highs of week just gone is what we use to help us navigate week just gone, which is week commencing the 11th of March, right? And it was a dicey one, okay? So what I basically did was I saw price here on the Monday. So on a Monday, we're just going to draw some levels around here real quick, okay, just to give an idea as to what I was looking at on a Monday, right? And by the way, we made a mistake on this day as well, so it didn't really go like how we wanted it to. We made a mistake, such as life, right? And so before I kind of place my trades, right, on the Monday, so I'm just going to zoom into this area so you have an idea of exactly what I'm looking at. Before I place my trade on the Monday, let me so it's about 7 in the morning. Okay, so we're just going to cut all this part out, right? So this is how it looked before I placed my trade on the Monday, right? And what I should have done was I should have waited a lot more, but I didn't. So what I did was I put myself right here in this location, right under these candles over here, right? So I sat right here somewhere, right? Now I'm just going to turn off the replay because we don't need to do that. We just need everything to appear, and we should have it. So what happened was my trade was right there. My stop loss was somewhere above these levels over here. Okay, I got triggered in nicely. I saw myself make profit. I did not jump out. It came out and then it took me out. Right? okay? And the reason why that kind of happened, the reason why I placed that trade was due to the proximity to the previous week's low, right? I thought price was literally going to go down. It was going to close below it. Reason being is that it was hovering in this area way more than it was supposed to. And in the end, I was proven right. I was proven right towards the end of the week, right? But at the very beginning, I got that one wrong, even though I was right in the distance of that future, if you catch my meaning. Like a few more days into the future and I would have been spot on with placing that sell where I placed it, right? So I got shaken out. So what I basically then did was I waited, right? So I got shaken out on the Tuesday, and then so I got shaken out on the Tuesday, right? Price has now come shaking me out. I've taken an L on that one there. So then I'm now waiting to see what I'm gonna do. So then on the Tuesday, what I basically do is I wait to see what price does. And then price then takes out this swing high on the Tuesday, right? So it took that out first and then it came down. So when it took that out, so it came in, whipped through, right? So I went onto the 15-minute, right? And saw that it had whipped through, and then it's now on the second hour, it's now flown all the way down, right? What I basically did was I hopped in at this level right here with a buy, right? So I'm in this level right now with a buy, right? So I tried selling down here, it didn't work. Now I'm buying up here, right? So I'm buying up here now. I've got my stop over here, right? I see myself make profit, right? Then, boom, it comes down and then takes me out. So I'm now at the game, right? So now I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? What am I gonna do? I've been taken out the game. What do I do? So what I basically did was, and which was the smartest thing I could have done, right, was I said to myself, I am still fairly confident price wants to take down this weekly low. It wants it, right? It's moving like he really wants to take it down, right? So I said to myself, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to position myself up here. So first things first, I look for a fair value gap in line with what I'm looking for, which are sells. So this is the first fair value gap right here. See that? I put in my sell right here, right underneath the fair value gap, which was triggered nicely, right? The risk in this trade wasn't anywhere near as high as the previous two, right? So because of how close I was, so essentially I had this area marked out here as my stop, covering these wicks over here, which wasn't too bad, okay? So price went into it somewhere in the Thursday and then flew all the way down and then kept doing what it was doing, which was fantastic, right? And then on the Friday morning, I added more positions to my trade, right? So I added another position on. So what I basically did was I looked for the same thing again, because I believe it was going down to that location. It was going down to take out that low, right? I was confident it was going to go down and take out that low. So essentially what I did was I looked for another fair value gap, which was in this area over here. I waited to see if price was going to go into the area. Price didn't go into the area. So what I basically did was I hopped in on this candle over here on the direction that price was obviously going to push all the way down. So, and in order to make this whole thing here, just in order for me to justify this entire trade over here, I had to bring my trading stop right to this level, which secured the risk that I had for this trade. So if market went up and took me out, I didn't lose anything, because the trade I had in this location would have made up for the loss for the trade I placed in this location. And then obviously I let market do its thing, right? And then obviously as the day went on, we finally got all the way down here. So around 7 o'clock in the evening, I closed all positions. 7 o'clock in the evening, I closed all positions, right? So I did 4 trades last week. I lost 2 and won 2. and the 2 that I won made up for all the losses that I had incurred at the earlier part of the week, which is fantastic. That's basically how you want to do it. Even when you lose, you win, right? So with all of that covered in regards to the moves that I made, we're now going to go into the analysis for this week, right? The analysis for this week, and hopefully it's going to make a lot of sense to you guys, and that's going to help you decide what to do and how to do it, right? So weekly high of last week, the only one that's happened is that we've had this weekly low taken out on the Friday, right? So we've got that in, done, secured. So we have an idea where price wants to do moving forward. In my opinion, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. It's super important. You learn to do the homework, the research yourself, and also, most importantly, check everything that I am telling you. Make sure it all makes sense before you go and commit your hard-earned capital to anything you're watching in this video. Because once again, like I've just said a few seconds ago, I am not a financial advisor. I'm a learner. And I'm just sharing my workbook with you all. I'm just sharing out my working out, my reasoning with you all. I'm not claiming to be anything I am not. There is a whole bunch of liars on this platform that's doing all of that really well, and I'm not part of that group. So I'm just here just to share my work with you. And then if it works out well, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I say, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm only sharing with you what it is that is working for me. And then you need to go and try it out and see if it works for you, because this thing is very, very, very dynamic. How I understand the market could be different to how you understand the market. Even as I'm telling you what's happening now, you might even understand it in a completely different way than you're supposed to, right? Hence why a lot of people struggle with this concept. And for me, it's easy as pie. Like, I just get it, but some people just don't. And it's just, if you understand it, great. If you don't, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. I cannot, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't understand it for you, right? I can't. So that's all I can say about that. And for that also, there is a whole series of backtest videos at the end of this video, right? So you can go click that, watch them all. There's 21 videos talking about all different types of indicators. Trust me, there is gems in there for you if you take the time to go through them all, right? It's 21 videos. If you can dedicate time to watch, I don't know, TV shows on Netflix, which is just purely entertainment, like, there is nothing in it for you, and you can't dedicate that time to just somebody literally sitting there doing all the work for you, and all it is you got to do is just choose one that you think it works best with your style. If you can't do that, then so God help you. I mean, what else can we do? You know, what else can we do? What else can we do? Like, it's all there, right? You know what I mean? But then again, like I always say, people never really appreciate free. You know, they always want to be charged for it. So that's something that I'm definitely thinking about in the back of my mind. I'm like, if I'm telling you the truth and you guys don't really accept it, right, as to how things really work, then maybe I should start showing you money, right? Because then you're definitely going to know that this is a real deal, right? And then put everything on the price plan. Because right now it's free, like literally it's free. You just have to go and watch it and then improve. Backtest, practice until it makes sense. But look, like I say, what do I know, eh? What do I know? Right. So, moving forward for week commencing the 18th of March, right? What I'm looking for is I'm looking for weekly lows to be taken out or a weekly high to be taken out. These are the two things that I'm looking for, right? If price is in between these two, then I will use my best possible guess to decide what I'm going to do, how I'm going to navigate that situation, just like I did in the previous week, right? So in the previous week, it didn't really do anything major until Friday, right? So a weekly high wasn't taken out, right? And the weekly low was taken out on a Friday. But in between the Monday and the Friday, I was actively trading, working out best possible estimate as to where I think price was going to go. My first two trades were in the right direction, but at the wrong time of the week, right? So for example, I knew based on proximity to where price was on a Monday that this weekly low was going to be taken out, which happened on the Friday. So with that in mind, I should not have been taking sells, and then I should not have FOMO'd with a buy. I should not have taken a sell, which was a calculated move, over here with the sell. That worked out terrible, right? And then this was the FOMO move with the buy, which also worked out terrible, right? And then at these levels over here, this is where like actual logic and smarts actually came in, because we're using like key indicators of the market to help us identify direction that we should have been facing. And in the end, we were facing it, so we managed to get this peak over here, and then we managed to get not the top of this peak but just under over here using this system of the weekly highs and weekly lows. Because once you understand how these two levels work, okay, you can then obviously be very tactical and strategic in the middle should price be in the middle. But first things first, let's get everybody comfortable with weekly highs and weekly lows being breached. Once you're comfortable with that, you can then bring it down and then decide what you're going to do when you're in that zone. You know what I mean? Like when you're actually in that zone, you know what to do. But when you're outside of the zone, you kind of know what to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's just as simple as pie. I mean, well, it's not as simple as, well, maybe it's simple as pie, right? Maybe it's, right? So with that covered, okay, the next thing is right now, you should be seeing a thumbnail to backtesting videos that I highly recommend you go take a look at, especially if you are new to trading. Guys, listen, it's 21 videos. Go and check them out. Go and check them out. If you've got time to sit there and watch, I don't know, whatever thing that you're watching and you're new to trading and you want to save yourself time and pain, right? I recommend go and watch the 21 videos, right? Binge watch them all and then take it from there. Then once you're done with all of that, then go back to your Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever it is, right? Then go back to that. But just do yourself this favor and do that. And then once you've done that, if you decide that you want to go and pick up some books, I've got some links in the description as well. So go check out those links, grab those books, right? And it's going to make things, it's going to help things become that much more clearer in terms of how you should actually be navigating the space, right? And I promise you, it's going to take you, it's going to be a lot faster to get your head around this whole game, which is incredibly difficult, by the way, right? So this is not easy, right? This is not easy. This is really, really, really hard to do. And if you're able to do it, kudos to you, right? The utmost respect to you, because trust me, a lot of people want to know how we do what we do, but they can't do it. They just can't do it. If you're lucky enough to know how to do this stuff, my friend, you are in the top 1% of the global population, right? You are a very, very, very special person indeed, okay? You should know that. But if you want to be that person, you're going to have to put in the work. And unfortunately, most of you guys, according to how you see things on social media, okay, you believe that literally everything is going to happen instantly. Somebody's showing you they just done 6 figures in 20 minutes, so you believe you can do that too. And you know what? You can do that too. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose it all, plus a lot more, right? Plus a lot more, because you would have had a taste. You want to keep that going, and that vibe will destroy you, right? This is a serious sport you're in right now. This is not for the faint-hearted. It's a serious sport, and you need to take it seriously. So I'm here to try to help you, right? Because I've been doing this, and for me, for the time that it's taken from when I started to where I am right now, it took forever. This thing took ages to get to this level of comprehension that I'm at right now. This is not a 6-week job. This is not a 2-month job. This is not a 1-year job. This took a long time, right? And I've condensed it down into videos for you guys to share, watch, and obviously develop and all of that, bro. So listen, like I said, I'm here to try to help, right? I'm here to try to help. So make sure you at least go check out the technical analysis, not technical analysis, the backtesting videos, right? Go and check those ones out. Some of them are kind of old, right? But they help. They help. And that will lead you as to why I trade in the style that I trade right now, right? Because those indicators that I'm showing you in the backtesting videos, they work. They work. And that is part of the journey. It's important you know things like that so you can understand why you do the things you will do in the future. So once again, you should be seeing the backtesting video right now. So make sure you check make sure you go and check it out. and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.